So back in September, my buddy Gage asked me to help him as a B camera operator for a music video towards this contest. Hans Zimmer held a contest to make a music video using any of the 5 film scores that he provided. The winner gets to see him live in concert and gets to have their video be the official music video for that particular score. So there's 5 winners, and we were not one of them, unfortunately. But it was still pretty fun to make. It was pretty low budget, but I think given the time constraint of 1 month to plan, shoot, and edit the entire project, I think it turned out pretty good. I highly recommend that you check out the full music video. I'll put a card to it up here somewhere and a link to it in the description as well. As a warning, there will be some spoilers ahead. I will be talking to Gage about how exactly we made that music video, and yeah, enjoy.
Hey there, I'm Gage. I started my filmmaking career, if you will, at COC, along with Dylan, was a year younger than me over there. And after applying to USC a couple times, I finally got it on my 3rd time, and I just graduated in the last year of May. So this project came along. I'd met Sophia, who came to me with it. Sophia, she goes to USC as well right now. She's a student. She's going to be a junior. We kind of just met up through a mutual friend, but we had never actually met. The first time we met was when we went to go scout one of the locations. So we did everything kind of virtually, but she came to me when she saw this Hans Zimmer project that had popped up, and she was like, we should do this.
What are your overall thoughts on the music video after everything?
I think overall, given what the time constraints and just the restraints of what's going on in the world, I thought it came together pretty well. There's definitely some parts in there that I would have, after going through and looking at it 1,000 times, editing it, that I think could have been improved. But I think as a whole, I think we pulled it together really well, especially in a pretty short amount of time and with little to no budget. I think we spent a total on the gear and stuff, I want to say it was $1,500. That's pretty, and for what came out of it, I think that looks really, really good. We obviously had a lot of help with people like you and Tiana and everyone behind the scenes that was helping out on their own dime. No one was getting paid. They were kind of just helping because they believed in the creativity of the project. I thought it came together well, but I definitely think there was room for improvement. But I think that's kind of every project. I mean, I don't know if there's a single project or edit or game I've shot where I sat there and be like, yeah, this was perfect. Alec, who was our other camera operator, and he's one of my good friends, who I worked with at USC. We used his Red camera, which obviously you're gonna get an amazing picture quality out of that. It's a Red Dragon, I believe. And we used a 40mm anamorphic lens for the Red. And then we used your Blackmagic Pocket 4K, which looked in some of those spots almost better than the Red, which, I mean, it's a great camera, but it was pretty impressive to see the two side by side, especially when I was editing them, and to see how well that looked.
When it came to the B cam stuff, I kind of just went with a documentary sort of mindset with okay, we may need this, so I'm just gonna press record. I'm gonna go around and get as much B-roll as possible. So in editing, we have as much to play with as possible, which I think helped. It helps with me at least.
I was gonna say, I think there was a couple times where your documentary style shots, if you will, just kind of the B-roll and all the stuff that we didn't technically need, but that you shot anyways, I think it saved the video in a lot of spots because we had such little time shooting at all these locations that those small detail things were nice to be able to help piece stuff together, or if we had to cut away from something and use something else to kind of draw out some time, because also we were both limited and constrained to the time of the song. It had to be the exact length of the song.
Let's watch the video back, and
cool.
We can just pause and play or go back and scrub through what specific things were hard or difficult or were fun or had a story behind it. So the locations were a field in a canyon, and then a beach, and then a desert dune kind of location.
And then the pool. Underwater pool.
And the pool, and the underwater scenes. I think right around the upper part, there were people there, right? Just kind of staring at us.
Yeah.
We're in this bowl, this little cul-de-sac of a beach, and around it is a little pathway, and there were just people just staring at us.
We weren't being loud or obnoxious, but there was just a lot of us, and it was pretty early in the morning, so definitely people were kind of trying to figure out what's up. And of course, you have that big giant rig that Alec has. So
this came out really good. Like, look how desolate it looked. Even though like there's like the footprints of us probably. I think we did a good job at that. This right here, this shot is like on the Pocket 4K, I think, right?
Yeah, it is.
This is Pocket 4K.
That's the A cam for sure.
That's the A cam.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything wide was the A cam. Anything tight was Pocket 4K. Yep. I think this was a really good, like, seamless transition though. Like.
Yeah, I was pleased with that one.
And I think and shooting in a higher resolution definitely helped because we can like really narrow in the exact spot without losing.
That's right, because it was wider, and Tiana was saying she was like, it just is bothering me that it's not perfect. So because we shot it, we just zoomed it in.
That's great.
Because I punched it out and I just pulled it out when her foot moves.
And this was the dunes that we went to, like on the border of Mexico.
Yeah.
Pretty much. There's also, you can see like tracks all over the place because people were just. How do we even get this without any cars? It's pretty wild.
Dude, we just got lucky. I think before we shot this, a car did go across like the left side of the frame. So I think Alec just was kind of holding it, and then as soon as the car left the frame, he just kind of did his push in.
This was hard because they're dancing in 2 different locations, right?
Yep.
So they're doing the exact same routine in 2 different locations, and we're just trying to match those with each location, but I don't think we really took note of like the exact framing. I think we kind of did with the transitions, but not to a T.
But Natasha did a good job because in the back where the back girl kicks, there's like a telephone pole that she CGI'd out. Like right there is when it would appear. So right where her foot is, basically, the telephone pole is there. Yeah. But she got that out.
And then
I love the stuff that you got. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had my ND filter on so I can get a little bit more shallow adaptive field. The sun was just my key light, which was like perfect right now.
And then I really liked this transition.
That was like the coolest transition.
Yeah, that was a good one. And then shout out to Alec. He kind of took a stab at the coloring for the underwater stuff. And one of the original things we had was more greeny, and he kind of made the whole thing like this kind of baby blue, like water stuff.
So what we used for this was
it was a Canon 5D Mark III or something?
Mark III, I believe. Yeah, an underwater cage that kept making weird noises.
That's right. And we shot it at 60 frames per second, but a lot of it I slowed down to 120, and then added like an optical flow.
Okay.
So all the like really like detailed shots, I was able to get away with that. That stuff right here with her hand, that's at, technically we shot at 60, but I slowed it down to be 120, and then I added the optical flow. Because at 60, it was too fast for like what we needed.
I think we isolated the light really well too. We used like aperture 300x with a spotlight mount, and beamed it at the pool, the deeper end. There was tile in the pool, I think.
There was.
We adjusted all of our camera settings to adjust for the lighting, so it just looks pitch black, which is exactly what we wanted. So literally right below her, I think, is just tile.
I letterboxed it, so like under her armpit there would be tile.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there you could eventually see it. This is just Vanessa's, the makap artist.
That's Vanessa's hand. Yeah.
This was all at the week. The color here was
this is great.
I can't even comprehend how we.
That's that A camera right there.
Yeah.
That's where you see the effect of the like the anamorphic lens, where you get like the beam of light that's going across here as it comes up.
I think just like the Pocket does a great job with these tighter shots. Why? I don't know, but it blends together great.
It does. This is awesome. That's your Pocket 4K, and this looked better than the red shot. Because we had 2. We did one with the red and one with yours, and yours looked 100% better.
I think the costumes were really great too, because they contrasted with the environment, the makeup, I think she had someone make her outfit, right?
She did. Dress? Yeah. She drove down there and like picked up the costume and they like tailored it for her. She did a great job.
I think that's something that's really kind of missed in a lot of films or short films or whatever. Is just like costume design and paying attention to what the actors are wearing.
Well, and like you said, the coloring of this works so well because of how great her costume is.
Yes, yeah.
Like that sunset coloring with like her pink and the gold on there, it just looks so good. I think that what this video does well is I think it finishes really strong. The wheat field stuff, it visually looks so great. The coloring's great. And like the shots are just fantastic. I think that's where like, you know, going back and watching it again, I think honestly it might benefit from not having to use the Hans Zimmer song. You might be able to flesh out the whole intro a little better. Maybe with an original score, it might work a little better.
I think what it is that when you do a music video, you have the artist helping you to illustrate what is evoked and what works and what doesn't work with their song.
Yep.
But in this case, it's like we're just trying to figure out something that works with the song. Honestly, couldn't tell you what they're talking about in the lyrics because I don't know what they're saying. But I mean, we made something work. It's just like an emotion that came from the whole project. We definitely accomplished putting that together, I think, and evoking the emotion from the shots and stuff like that.
You got to give a huge shout out to the dancers. Like they choreographed like in the studio, and it's a totally different environment to do that in sand. I thought they did a really good job given the circumstances. I mean, look, like she's like standing on one foot with her like foot like cemented in the sand, like trying to stay balanced, like.
And they got like
and the spins that they're doing.
Sand kicked in their face.
So I think for me, and like this is like the first time I've really kind of took on like a DP role for something of this ambitious of a nature. Because I mean, like you said, we're shooting in 3 different locations in 2 days, and 2 of them are 3 hours apart on the same day. The thing that I kind of always want when I'm doing a project beforehand is I want to be very clear, A, what the story is, and B, I want to know how are we, like, what's the objective in telling the story, where, like, what shots do we need. And I think that is always my number one thing on any project that I do, but especially a music video, because with a music video, you're taking a song or like in this case, it's more of a score, and you're trying to pull out the emotions of the song, and then in many cases present a new story, maybe that not what was the original intent of maybe the song. So I think the story is the base thing, and then just bringing it all together and making sure everybody, like you said, is on the same page, and making sure that we all know where we're gonna shoot, when we're gonna shoot, who's gonna be there, what everyone's role is, and just having everything as laid out so that you have, and having 12 backup plans for everything. In my head, I was like, if this doesn't work out, I have 3 other backup plans for in case that doesn't work. The thing that I've learned with every project I've ever worked on is anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And then I think in post, it's just like making sure that you take the best possible route to tell the story that you want to tell. And sometimes that involves blowing up the first edit. I mean, that's what we did basically when we sat down. Because I remember I put the first edit together and I was not happy at all with it. And I think sometimes what happens when you shoot something is a better opportunity or a better way to present it comes up. And I think as long as you can have an open mind about that and talk to other people and get their advice, if you can just listen and be open about that kind of stuff, it usually turns out for the better. The other thing too, obviously, that I forgot to mention for shooting purposes is make sure you have coverage. Coverage is everything. So we had a very limited time, so sometimes shots suffered from that, but luckily you were doing a lot of just coverage on your own, so we were able to kind of piece it together. But that's the biggest thing, is you just never know what you're going to need in the edit. I'm glad that we got you involved, because I don't think this would have happened if you weren't helping. Alec did a phenomenal job. Alec he's super talented, but one camera for this type of thing just wouldn't have cut it, especially not with that rig. It just wouldn't have happened. So I'm very glad that we got you involved. So same with Tiana. Tiana saved our butt a lot. So
having more people definitely can help in different situations. Having another camera can just get you more coverage of the same situation. Whoa.
Exactly.
Okay, but yeah, thanks for helping me out with this.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. If you got this far into the video, thank you for watching. That project was pretty fun to make. It was, considering everything that's going on in the world, you know, it was a good time. It was fun to do something different, to try new things, using this rig as well. That was also very fun to experiment with. Special thanks to everybody involved, to Gage as well for coming on and talking about everything, to Sophia for letting me use the footage as well. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching this and would like to see more stuff like this. This was definitely a different type of edit and it took me a little bit to make, but it was fun. If you haven't already, please be sure to go watch the video, the final version of the music video that we shot. Everyone involved put a ton of work in to make that project come to life. So it'd be awesome if you go and check that out as well. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a good day.